Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning Kiddushin, page 21, which discusses an episode that's found in the Torah in the book of Devarim, in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21, when a person is in the middle of a battlefield and his emotions are very strong and very high, and he sees a beautiful woman, that he's allowed to take her. Even though this is not a Jewish woman, he's allowed to bring her to his house, and there she mourns for a period of 30 days. Her hair grows. She doesn't take care of her nails. So she ends up not looking so nice. And afterwards, you can have her as your wife. Now on this, the Torah tells us the reason is because Lo Dibra Torah El Keneged Yitzhahara, that the Torah will speak in order to be able to only go against your evil inclination. In other words, Hashem's not going to force you to do something which He does not think you're capable of actually keeping. So therefore, it's so difficult as you're in the middle of this war for you to be able to pass this woman up and not have sexual relations with her. The difficulty is that the Talmud here actually says that maybe the only time he's actually allowed to be intimate with her is only after the period of her being brought to his home for the 30 days. And only after this whole long procedure of having her hair and her nails being unkept in a certain way. So then you're allowed to be intimate with her. The question is, how do we understand this concept of Lo Dibra Torah El Keneged Yitzhahara, that the Torah goes and only will give you a obligation, something that Hashem thinks you're able to pass. But this person, it's too difficult because of his raw emotions. Well, how does this help if he has to wait an entire month before he's allowed to be with her? So on this, my Rosh Hashiva Rabbi Zweig explains that is actually not the interpretation of what these words mean. When it says Lo Dibra Torah Ela Keneged Yitzhahara, means that the Torah will have you do things in order to fight your Yitzhahara, to go against your evil inclination, to be able to conquer it and to control it. This is what it's actually talking about, that you're in a war, you're fighting your desire to do good against your desire to do bad. So on this, the Torah says, if you find this beautiful woman, if you would have in the Torah that you're not allowed to do anything, you cannot touch her, you cannot be intimate with her ever, so in that situation, that person will probably fall, that person will probably fail. However, the Torah will say, you know what, it's not forbidden, but just wait a month, and in a month from now, then you could have relations with her. So the point is that as that month goes by, you'll say, okay, the Torah is allowing it at some point, and therefore it's something which I can look forward to. But when that month comes, you no longer have that desire, you no longer have that inclination to want to be with her. And especially is the reason the Torah tells us that she should make herself look not in the most appealing manner, because eventually he'll end up coming to his senses and realizing that perhaps this was not a good idea. And this is what it's really come to tell you. Not that the Torah is just allowing you to be with this woman, but you have to devise strategies to be able to almost trick yourself so that you don't end up falling for whatever weakness that you have. And this also has to do when it comes to dieting. A person has a piece of cake. You can say to yourself, I'm never allowed to eat cake. So you're totally depriving yourself of a pleasure, of something that you have always enjoyed. It's going to be very hard for you to keep it. You're probably going to break it and violate it right away. But what you could say is, yes, I can have a piece of cake, but not yet. I'm going to have a piece of cake in an hour. First, let me drink some water, let me have my dinner, and then after my dinner, I'm going to enjoy a really delicious piece of cake. And maybe by then, that desire has now gone, so you're not going to actually want to eat that dessert. And this is a strategy that we could include in all of our lives. We can do this and incorporate it, and by doing that, we'll be able to live a healthier lifestyle physically and spiritually.